Hello, I'm going to go over Unit Lesson 2. And the major assignment for Unit Lesson 2 is the informative speech outline, the informative speech video, and the informative speech PowerPoint. I'd like to just take a few moments to mention this link right here, Office 365. You can download this program, the software. It is available free for our students. And the informative speech outline and the persuasive speech outline, I provide a Word document, an outline template, and it's in a Word document format. So for those who do not have Word, you can always get it by clicking on this link. When you click on this link, it's going to ask you to log in, and then you can download the whole program and you will have access to Word. As I said, the outline template that I provide, that is the one that you are required to use. Please do not use any other outline template. I will not accept any other outline template, so make sure that you use the one that I have provided. It's easy, and I will show you how to type in your information on the outline template. Again, it is in a Word document, so if you don't have Word, you can always click on this link to download it for free. So let's go ahead and go to Unit Lesson 2. Again, remember you can click on modules. That's one way to access your assignments, or you can click on the syllabus link and get access to it. What I'm going to do right now is click on the Unit Lesson link, click on Unit Lesson 2, Public Speaking. So here we have, before I continue, let me go ahead and click on Student View. And this is what you're going to see. So let's go ahead and click on the Welcome page. It's going to discuss what you're going to learn in this course. And it is about public speaking. You'll learn to research, organize, write, outline, and deliver your first speech. Your first speech will be an informative speech. Make sure that you have read chapters 13 through 16 because it is very important that you understand what's an informative speech. And they're going to talk about how you deliver a speech, how you begin a speech. So it's very important that you read all those chapters. This is your checklist for Unit Lesson 2. And this is your to-do list. Check your course organizer for all due dates. You have discussion board, you have a unit quiz, and like I said, the major assignment in this unit is your informative speech outline, video, and PowerPoint. And you can always make sure that I think it's the next screen. Let me go over. Yes, this is the resources. I do provide notes for each chapter in this unit and PowerPoint. And these are resources that please make sure that you click on them. And I'm going to go over these two. This is the speech delivery method document. Please make sure to read thoroughly this document before you begin your informative speech assignment. I also had this video in Unit Lesson 1. I hope you've already created a YouTube account. So if you did not have a personal YouTube account, I hope you have created that already. That's the platform delivery that you're going to be using, uploading your informative and persuasive speech. If you do not know how to upload your speech on YouTube, this is the video to watch. And I also have other videos. They're not very long, but this is a great one, how public speaking will change your life. She does an excellent job about the opportunities you have um, to hone in that skill in public speaking. And this is Dr. Lyon. He is a professor, I forgot at what university, but he is excellent. And he talks about the informative versus persuasive speech. Sometimes students confuse them. So, again, please read the chapter 13 through 16, and chapter 16 is the informative speech. It'll give you more detailed information about what is informative speech. So please make sure that you are um, reading those chapters before you begin the assignment. And, if you have time, and I think please make the time to view this video. Dr. Alex Lyon, like I said, he does an excellent job in giving you the differences between both speeches. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the next. Oh, I also have, this is not a student of mine. This is just a video that I found on YouTube a while back. And this student did their informative speech on, but first coffee. Watch it. It's probably about 6 minutes, and your informative speech time frame is 4 to 6 minutes. So she does a great job of informing the audience about coffee. Go ahead and view that to kind of give you a little bit of what you should be, as far as what should it look like when you're recording yourself. Again, I don't know what recording device you use. One of the things I always tell my students, make sure that you're visible. This student is visible. And in the speech delivery method document right here, it talks more in depth about visibility. You want to make sure that your instructor can see you recording from waist up, not too close to the recording device. She does an excellent job as far as where she's standing and she's making eye contact. Again, in that speech delivery method document, there's more information in detail, what is expected of you. And if you have any questions, again, please know that I'm here to help you, and just email me with your questions. But I really want you to thoroughly watch these videos and make sure that you read the assigned chapters and view all the resources that I provided for you. So let's go on to the next screen. This is your discussion board 2. You already know how to reply, because you already did discussion board 1. Let me go on to the next one. This is the quiz. Right now it's locked, and the quiz is 10 questions. The quiz is 25 points, and I allowed 2 attempts, and the quiz is on chapters 13 through 16. So here we go. This is the informative speech assignment instructions. So I'm going to go over it with you. So this is your first major presentation, the informative speech. Very exciting. This is where I get to know you a little bit more, and I really enjoy the topics that my students always are presenting. Make sure that you've done the research, and make sure that you have prepared and you have practice, because you're not reading your speech. Please do not read your speech. In chapters 13 through 16, it talks about extemporaneous delivery. That's what I want, that you have practice that you are giving eye contact to the recording device so that when I open up your YouTube video, I see that you are looking straight, like if you were the anchor person in the news. The anchor person in the news, as they're viewing their audience and they're looking straight at the camera, like if the audience is right there. So I'm your audience. So make sure that you are looking straight at your recording device. I will allow no cards, and I'll go over this in a little bit. But I just want to let you know, please make sure there's eye contact. You're not reading your speech. You are practicing and practicing so that you have a good grasp on the topic. And so let's go ahead and I'm going to go over the assignment instructions. At this point, you should have read chapters 13 through 16, reviewed your PowerPoints. You will upload your PowerPoint here along with your YouTube presentation of your informative speech. I'll show you how to upload that in a little while. The time limit for this speech, for your informative and persuasive speech, is 4 to 6 minutes. Do not speak less than 4 minutes and do not speak more than 6 minutes. Stay within this time frame. I cannot stress this enough. I've had students that have, spoken 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 minutes. I don't understand that because it does say 4 to 6 minutes. I stop watching the video after 6 minutes. I'll give you a grace, 6 minutes and 15 seconds. After that, I stop the video. And so if you have not finished it, then I don't get to listen to your conclusion. And so those are points off that it will be, again, penalty points. So please follow the instructions for this assignment. Time limit, 4 to 6 minutes. Select a topic of interest that you feel qualified to speak on. The topic should be of worth, and you'll be asked to support your speech with at least 3 qualified sources. Sources may be drawn from the internet, library, or personal interviews. Now, I do not want you to use Wikipedia for a source. 3 qualified sources, and you need to document those sources correctly. And I think it's this bullet point I discuss more on the format of documenting your sources. You are to construct an outline, and the outline should be the first thing that you do. Note that an outline is not a manuscript of the speech itself, but a skeleton of the ideas and materials that will be presented. And I do have a student example outline that you can view, and I'm going to go over that with you in a little bit. So as you're working on your outline, look at that example that I have provided for you so that you can see what your final results should look like, your final draft. So note that the final draft of your outline must include a typed works cited section with all sources cited correctly in either MLA or APA format. So if you use the internet, a website, don't just copy and paste it. That's not correct. You use MLA or APA format. And you could go on the website and type in, if you want to use MLA format, type in how to cite a website in MLA format. And there are free site generators out there. So please cite those sources correctly. Remember, when you use other people's work, you're required to give them credit. A 10-point penalty will occur if sources are not cited. So please make sure that you cite your sources. Give other people the credit because you use their work. Do not put off your outline until the last minute. Remember, this should be done early before you start practicing your speech. With the outline complete, transfer key ideas and phrases to note cards. I allowed 5 note cards. You'll be allowed 1 note card for each main point. So for this speech, there should be at least 3 main points. 3 main points required, plus 2 additional cards to be used for the introduction and conclusion. So you're not writing your whole speech on the note card. Please do not do that, because you'll start reading it and there's penalty if you read the entire speech, because it's not a speech when you read the entire speech. So that's why it's important that you practice and practice and practice, so that you have a good grasp on your topic. And your note cards, there's just keywords and phrases to trigger your memory of what you're going to say. So again, 5 note cards. In other words, for a 3 main point speech, you may use 5 cards. For this speech, you must also include a PowerPoint presentation with at least 5 to 7 slides. I've also provided a student example PowerPoint, and that is located in the resources, the student notes resources, where the student notes are and the PowerPoint for each chapter. And so please make sure that you are viewing those resources for you. With these steps complete, you should set aside time to actively practice your speech. You should practice your speech at least 5 to 7 times using your note card sparingly. And you might even have to practice more. But during those 5 to 7 times, you're practicing about 20 minutes. Again, every experienced public speaker, they practice. That is the key. And so you do the same. When you practice and practice and practice and devote time, usually 15 to 20 minutes each practice, then you will feel comfortable with the topic, and you will be presenting like you were having a conversation with your audience. So use your note card sparingly. Use your, body language, nonverbal and verbal should complement each other. Again, practice the speech until you feel fully confident of your presentation. Do not read your speech. You are to deliver all your speech extemporaneously. It should be conversational. The note cards are to be used sparingly. Do not read it. Eye contact is crucial. I want to see your eyes, your whole face, not part of it. I suggest that you record from waist up and not too close to the camera. In the speech delivery document, I explain more in detail about that. Make sure that the room is lighted. I've had students, the room is dark and I cannot see them. I also need to hear you, so make sure the volume is all the way up. Make sure that even before you submit your video, that you watch your video and say, where can I improve here? Do I need to do this video again? Is this my best work? And remember, the video needs to be continuous. Do not edit your video. Please do not do that. You are to submit your video and it needs to be continuous, just like if you were presenting in the classroom. Your dress attire should be business casual, as this will help provide a more positive learning experience. Please do not sit in a chair. You stand up, again, like if you were presenting in a classroom. Now, I had a couple of semesters ago, a student had a sprained ankle. The student emailed me and said, I'm not able to stand for my speech because I have a sprained ankle. Definitely understood that. However, it's best to stand if you're able to. Remember to begin with an attention getter. You've read chapters 13 through 16, so you'll understand what I'm talking about here, the attention getter. Then connection to audience, and then give the audience a preview of your 3 main points. So again, this takes place before you delve into your main points. So you begin with a strong attention getter. Do not begin your speech with, "Hello, my name is Carolina Saleh. This is my topic for today." Don't ever begin a speech with your name. In those chapters, it gives you different ways that you can begin your speech. You could begin your speech with a question. You can begin your speech with a fact. You can begin your speech with a personal story related to the topic. But don't begin with, "Hello, my name is." All this terminology right here, connection to audience and preview of your 3 main points, you will understand that more when you read your chapters. Use transitional words to move from one main point to the next. This will help your speech flow smoothly and will keep you on track and will also keep the audience on track. You never want to lose your audience. So once you have finished main point 1, you can say, now that I have discussed main point 1, which was I will now discuss main point 2, which is, again, this helps you stay on track and not lose your audience. And throughout your speech presentation, mention the research you use. This will convey credibility. For example, you can say, according to the American Heart Association, cardiovascular disease is, again, this will help your credibility and validity of the research. So whatever research you found, so if you want to give me a statistic, you could say, according to the National Institute of Health, 1 in 5 Americans suffer from mental illness. Again, those mentioning those research, the research that you have found gives you more credibility, and it will help the audience later on if they want to research where you got that information, they can do so. Presentations will be graded on the following criteria: choice of topic, outline, clarity of ideas, interest and vividness of ideas, connection with the audience, quality of research sources and accuracy of information, ability to meet the stated time limit in the PowerPoint. All students are expected to incorporate an extemporaneous type of delivery. Any speech that is read in its entirety will receive no higher than a 70%. And that's if you have done all the other areas correctly, like your attention getter, you're using transitional words, you had the 3 main points. Again, do not read your speech. All right, so please note that this is an informative speech. If at any time you feel you are attempting to reinforce or change audience attitude, or that you are advocating a specific action, you're probably falling into the realm of persuasion. Consider using this topic for your persuasive speech, because persuasive speech presentations will receive a letter grade deduction for this speech. Again, it's important that you understand the difference between the informative and persuasive. The informative speech, you're just informing, creating an awareness, giving information to the audience. Persuasive speech is totally different. You're trying to change the audience behavior, call for an action. We don't want that right now. That's later on. That's going to be in unit lesson 3. So make sure that you have a grasp on the difference between the informative and persuasive speech. That's why it's important that you read the chapters. Read through the speech delivery method file on how to deliver your speech presentation. You can find the file in this unit lesson. And you are to submit work correctly. Again, view the video and how to submit your video to YouTube, how to upload your video to YouTube. So whatever electronic device you're using, so if you're using your iPhone, then you're recording your speech on your iPhone, you save it, And then you want to know, how am I going to upload that video that I just recorded on my iPhone to YouTube? I do have a video on that, and it was in unit lesson 1, and it's also in unit lesson 2 under the resources. And then right here, this is a short video that I made on submitting your speeches on Canvas. So once you have uploaded your speech video on YouTube, then you're going to submit that YouTube link to Canvas, and you can watch this video here. And this is another video of Professor Lyon, how many times to practice a speech. So if you have time to watch that, go ahead. This is the outline. So it's worth 50 points. The informative speech video presentation is 200 points. The outline is worth 50 points. Now, I have the outline template here, and I have a student example. Remember, this is a Word document. This is the one you are required to use. So what you're going to do, you're going to go ahead and click on Start Assignment. And when your outline is completed, you will click on Upload File, and you click on Browse. You have saved the outline somewhere on your desktop or on your flash drive. And you will then, once you find it, once you click on Browse and you find your outline document, then you're going to attach it and then click on Submit Assignment. And your outline should be right here. And that would help me view your outline, open it up, and evaluate it. So let me go ahead and cancel that. And what I have done, when I have clicked on the outline template, I did click on it just a little while ago. It's in back here. This is what it looks like. This is the outline template. It's a Word document, and let me go ahead and enter full screen so you can see it better. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, so this is the Word document. These are the instructions. Once you've read the instructions, I want you to delete the instructions. So none of the instructions should be there, only your information. So right here it says, I have created this outline form to show you exactly what should be included in your outline. In your introduction, you should write out your attention getter, connection to audience, which is your credibility statement. This should also be done in the body of the speech outline and in the conclusion. To earn full credit for this outline, it should be a full sentence outline. When you prepare your outline, save the document to your computer, take out my instructions, and include your information. So right here, which that means is, let's go ahead and if I highlight this and I delete it, that's what I want you to do. I want you to delete the instructions, and I will show you what it should look like at the end. So you would delete these. This is my instruction, delete my instructions, and you would include your information. So right here, it's a Word document. So I can go ahead and type in my name, and type in my topic, vegan diet, and I don't want this bold, so make sure you don't have your information bold. Okay. General purpose, all you need to do is to just take this off and just have 2 words, to inform, that's it. You don't need a sentence here. To inform, that's your general purpose, to inform. Specific purpose, that's where you're going to have a sentence. The specific purpose of a speech is its goal stated in a complete sentence. If the general purpose of your speech is to inform, which is just those two words, that's it, then your specific purpose will be a statement of the particular information you will present to the audience. So again, you will remove this, delete this, and you will include your specific purpose in a complete sentence. I will show you a student example of one. Organizational pattern. You will learn about the different patterns you use for an informative speech. The most popular one, the most common one for an informative speech is the topical order. So this is just telling you the main points of your speech may be organized in any of a number of logical patterns. When you read your chapters 13 through 16, it discusses organizational pattern. So depending on the topic you've chosen, you might use a chronological order. So you might be, maybe your topic is about a certain famous person or that you admire, and you talk about their, where they were born, their achievements, their values. Again, there's three main points required for this speech. So if you do a biography of someone, then you probably are going to use the chronological order. Spatial order is, let's say you are wanting to talk about a trip that you took from the East Coast to the West Coast, and you stopped at different places. Then, and you want to talk about proximity, then the spatial order. And then topical order, if basically you're talking about a process or a, different types of, let's say, dog breed, and you want to talk about different dog breeds, then you do a topical order. But read the chapters, it will go into detail about the different patterns. And all I want for this is for you to just tell me what order you used, and you would just type in, okay, I used topical. Sometimes you might have a combination that you might use chronological and topical. You can do that. But all I want is one word. However, if you use the two patterns, topical and chronological, that's it. That would be it. That's all I want. Then right here, the introduction. Here you have the attention getter. Please make sure that I've already stated, do not begin your attention getter with, hello, my name is. The attention getter. This makes the audience want to listen to your speech. It should be creative and pull the audience into the presentation. It is human nature to feel compelled to announce the topic of the speech, but this does not engage the audience at all. A good speech never starts out by stating your name and what you're going to talk about. You can begin with a quotation, a story, a video clip, please no more than 30 seconds. I do not want to listen to a video clip. The audience wants to listen to the speaker. However, if you found a video clip that you think it's going to be such a great attention getter, you can use that, but no more than 30 seconds. And then sometimes students go ahead and use another video for their conclusion. Again, you should be doing the majority of the speaking. You're the speaker. The audience wants to listen to the speaker. So make sure if you're going to use the video for the attention getter, then don't use the video at the end, because that's taken away from you. Either one. If you want to use it in the beginning or at the end. But again, I really stress that the audience wants to listen to you. Connection to audience. This is where you write down. You will write, how does this relate to your audience? So whatever topic you're presenting, how does that topic connect with your audience? Why should they be listening to you? And so those are some things that you need to be thinking about. How is this relatable to my audience? So again, you will delete the instructions and include your attention getter in a full sentence detail. And then you would delete this and you would write in the connection to audience. This is a thesis statement. This is so important. Chapters 13 through 16, I think the outline and the research, I think is 13 through 15 because 16 is the informative speech, talks about the thesis statement. This is, you need to summarize your speech in one sentence and preview the main points of the speech. So make sure in this thesis statement you have your 3 main points. A thesis statement is a complete sentence that expresses the speaker's most important idea or key point about a topic. A thesis statement guides the development of a speech. So the thesis statement is your main statement of what is the speech all about. This is where you're going to include the 3 main points. Again, you will delete the instructions. Then it's important that you use transition so that your speech flows smoothly. It also keeps you on track, and also the audience. You do not want to lose your audience. So before you delve into it, after you have communicated, the thesis statement in a conversational way, again, you have to practice your speech so that you can sound conversational. So the transition, first one, how you're going to delve into main point 1. Now, what I've done here, I have stated a transition is a bridge from one thought to another. This is where you'll want to introduce your first main point, trying to find a creative transition. But if you can simply state, my first point is. Okay, so if you can't find a creative way, just do that. Whatever feels comfortable for you. So main point 1, you should have at least 3 main points. Main point 1, main point 2, and main point 3. This is where you're going to delete this information and you're going to type in main point 1 in a full sentence, complete sentence. So 3 main points. Now under your main points, you should have subpoints, and the subpoints are your supporting material for your main point. So I have here 3 subpoints. You must have at least 2 subpoints for each main point. So 2 subpoints for each main point. If you're not going to be using subpoint number 3, just delete that. But you must have at least 2 subpoints for each main point. And you will go ahead and type in your subpoints in a complete sentence. Now, once you have finished talking about main point 1 and the supporting subpoints, your research, then you use another transitional word. You could say this, now that we've covered main point 1, which was, let's move on to main point 2, which is. Again, if there's other creative ways that you want to use other transitional words, you can do so. So what I want you to do, you would delete this information and you will type in your information here and your information here, but you would delete this. Okay? Again, delete my instructions and type in your main points. And subpoints must be in a complete sentence. Please remember that. So now we're come into the conclusion. Excuse me. I know this is a long video, but this is so important because I really want you to understand this assignment. So break light summary. You'll learn those terms in unit lesson 2, chapters 13 through 16. Just like the attention getter, the very beginning is important, the end is just as important. Sometimes we start losing energy here. You have to keep going. You really want to end strong. So you can signal your audience by using words like finally, in a word, in brief, in conclusion. That helps the audience know, okay, the speaker is coming to the end of the presentation. It lets the audience know that you're concluding the speech. Remember, the audience listens more at the beginning and the end of the speech. So this gives them a signal that they need to perk up and listen again. And this is also a review of the main points. Here you will remind the audience one more time what you talked about, what were your 3 main points. This is the break light summary. And then this should be a B instead of a C. Memorable closing. Never end with that's all or that's it. Just like the intention getter, you need to begin strong, you end strong. Have a strong closing thought to make the audience glad that they listened to your speech. You can tie the closing back into the attention getter or end with a quote, a story, a strong statement, or anything else that will make the audience glad they listened. Please do not end, that's it, that's all I have. You end strong. You can end with a quote. Many students end with a quote, and that just makes the whole speech complete. Now, on this outline template, you are required to include your works cited. So you must provide 3 sources, and remember to mention those sources during your presentation. And I have provided websites that you can go to help you know, okay, I'm going to use the MLA format. I'm going to find out by clicking onto this website how to correctly cite a website. If I use a website, don't copy and paste a website. That is not correct. You're not citing it correctly. So what you're going to do, just go on this website, and there's other site generators that you can use for free, and you could just type in, how do I cite a website that I use in an MLA or APA format? And that's it. I know I've taken a while on this document, but let's see here. The other one that I'm going to, this is what this is what a final outline should look like. This was a student of mine a couple of semesters ago who did an excellent job, got the full points for the outline. So as you're working on your outline, look at this example of one. I removed their name. So my instructions are deleted, and they just have their own information. The student did the topic on elephants, general purpose to inform. Specific purpose. Remember, I said it should be a sentence after listening to my speech. And you can begin with that. After listening to my speech, my audience will have a better understanding of whatever topic you use. And you could use the same beginning of this sentence. This student used a topical pattern. They wrote out their attention getter. Did an excellent job in their video also. They did not read. This is a complete sentence outline. And so they transferred all their information on this outline, and then on the note cards, they just wrote down keywords and phrases to trigger memory. And that's what you're going to do. And this is what it should look like. So they deleted my instructions. There you go. This student used 3 subpoints, but remember, you have to have 3 main points and at least 2 subpoints. This student used 3 subpoints, and that's fine. Sometimes that's going to happen. In this one, for main point 3, she only used 2, and that's all I want. 3 main points and at least 2 subpoints. Here is their break-like summary and memorable conclusion. It was a quote, And I remember this. Still remember that student presenting. And then right here, did an excellent job on works cited. Right here. So this is what it should look like. So let's go back to the outline here. Again, so once you, like I said, once you are ready, you've completed your outline, you're ready to submit, you will click on Start Assignment, click on Browse. You have saved it somewhere, attach it, and then submit. Your PowerPoint. This is a PowerPoint, a student example PowerPoint. You can look at that later on, but let me see if I'm able to without messing it up. Okay, great. Okay, so this student did their informative speech on sleep, insomnia, a sleep disorder. They had 5 to 7 slides, and it doesn't look too cluttered. They have images and text, and the images and text complemented each other. This helped the audience get a better understanding of what you're presenting. So look at this. It's not cluttered. They use, instead of the bullet points, the little arrows here. Very nice, very laid out. Well, the format, have the images to complement the text. This is very easy to read, very easy to follow along. There you go. And this is 5 to 7 slides. And they also documented their sources here. And that's fine if you want to do that, as long as you have it on the outline. So there you go on that. Close this out. And then what you're going to do, click on Start Assignment, and then click on Upload File. You've saved the PowerPoint somewhere, attach it, and then submit it. And I think, okay, let me go back. That's Unit Lesson 3. We're not there yet. So let me go back here. I'm going to go ahead and just show you. Once you have your video and you have uploaded to YouTube, and what I did right here, I had my own YouTube video up. And so let's say I wanted to upload this video. There will be a URL, and you would copy and paste. Well, you could copy the URL, and then you would paste it right here to this, and then submit it. If you want to watch this video, it shows you. I'll show you how to do that, okay? But I just showed you right now. That's what you're going to do for your persuasive speech also. So let's go back here. Let's go back. I know this has taken a while. Please make sure that you are looking at your resources link. I have the student example here in the PowerPoint if you wanted to look at that, but I just went over it with you, and I also have it on the units. This is a speech delivery method document that I was telling you about. This is a couple of pages. Please make sure, I'm not going to read this whole thing with you. You need to read that because I really go into detail. Again, please do not read your speech. Now, your PowerPoint. You have to have a PowerPoint. You have to submit the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint is worth 25 points. However, when you're recording your speech, when you're recording your presentation, focus the camera on you, not your PowerPoint. Okay? Again, the audience wants to be viewing you, listening to you, making sure that you are visible. Many times the students show their PowerPoint as they're presenting their speech, and they turn around to click on the next slide and they show me their back or their side. Do not do this. If you're constantly going to turn around, this is a distraction, then I suggest not to show the PowerPoint as you give your presentation. However, you will still need to submit the PowerPoint because it is part of a grade. You don't have to show your PowerPoint during your presentation. However, if your setup is good and you have, that you can have your computer right next to you and you don't have to be showing your side. And please, if you use your iPhone, do not, I would suggest that you place your phone horizontal. Do not place it vertical, because when you place it vertical, which is up and down, it just gives you a narrow view of you, and it blocks your arms. It might block half of your face. It might block the top of your head. Again, if those things happen, those are points off taken. So don't do that. That's why it's so important that before you submit your video, view it yourself. Have somebody else view it and see, hey, what do you think I need to improve on? And remember, the video needs to be continuous. Do not edit your video. I will know if you edit it because it's noticeable. Remember, it's like if you were presenting in the classroom. Again, I want the camera focused on you. Do not be too close up. I've already shown you on the resources page, the resources link, the video of that student. Again, that was not my student, but she does an excellent job of recording from waist up. She's not too close up to the camera. I've had students that the only thing that I'm seeing on the camera on the video is their whole face. I don't even see their neck. It's just their whole head, face, and that's it. Heavy penalty, points off. So please make sure that you watch your video before you submit it, and have someone else look at it and give you feedback. And then ask yourself, is this your best work? Can I do better? The nice thing about recording yourself that you could do it multiple times. It's not like in the classroom that you present and then you have to continue presenting and finish. With this, you are recording yourself and you could view and say, you know what? I don't like this one. I'm going to redo it. So you have many opportunities to redo it before you submit it. And remember to submit it by the due date. You could submit it before. It is 4 to 6 minutes. It takes a while to upload your video to YouTube, and that can take, if it's 4 to 6 minutes, that could take about an hour. Please do not wait until the last minute to upload your video, because you're not going to make the due date. You're not going to make it. I know. I've seen that happen. You have a due date. Make sure you know, hey, it is due, I don't know, I think it's before midnight. Don't start uploading your video to YouTube. That's going to take a while, and then you're going to have to copy and paste the URL to Canvas. Uploading your video to YouTube can take a couple of hours if other people are using it at YouTube. Sometimes that happens. So please do not procrastinate. Allow yourself plenty of hours in advance so that you can prevent anything that will deter you from submitting your work on time. And there it goes. I think that is it. So please I look forward to viewing your first informative speech, and please take the time to really, um, read the chapters, the resources, the examples, and please read the speech delivery method document in its entirety. Thank you.